We are live by the looks of things, and I'm standing at the entrance to the Ile Saint Louis. Once again, a fairly impromptu live video. The idea being to show Paris what it looks, show Paris as it looks a day before the opening ceremony, focusing on the river and the islands and walking towards Notre Dame. The idea is to document this really unusual time and to answer people's questions if there happen to be any. So let's get walking and let's see what these Olympics have done to Paris. Actually, I was just talking to someone about how for the first time you can hear the Seine River. You can hear it lapping against the shores because there's so few cars and so few boats. I come over here because I see a boat, probably police. The whole walk, I mean, I can see one lady in the distance walking her dog along the banks of the Ile Saint Louis. Let's see what these guys are doing. So, an explainer. I think a lot of people, including Parisians, locals, are confused. There you go, there's the sound of the Seine. So a lot of people are confused about this whole QR code and what's closed and what's open. For me to be standing here now, I needed to show a QR code. I try and explain it as simply as possible. Anywhere near the river, between the Eiffel Tower and Austerlitz, or a couple of bridges behind me, anything near that is in a gray zone and you essentially can't get to it unless you live here or you have a really good excuse. I gave them a good excuse that I had to work here. About 2 streets beyond the river, they call it a red zone, which doesn't mean anything for visiting, but it means you can't drive there. So about 3 streets back from the river, it's very, very quiet. And to get in, you need to flash this QR code. Problem being, of course, anyone with a restaurant around here is really struggling. What I think we'll do is take a little loop around the end of Ile Saint Louis. And for anyone who's been to Paris, anyone who loves this city, I think you can appreciate or understand how unusual this is. Also, funnily enough, right before I started this video, I just bumped into the mayor of Paris Centre, who was on the podcast this week, talking about the preparation for the Olympics. And I just had a little chat to him and had a picture with him now. And it seems very likely that this building is where I'm going to be watching the opening ceremony from. The one in the center there, which is a theater with the little, this one. I guess I'll be looking through one of those windows, which should be awesome because, as I see it, the boats will be coming through this gap between the two islands. You see there's seating over there. Look at this. You're never going to see this as empty. You're never going to see this as empty as it is right now, unless there's another kind of COVID situation. But you'll never see it this empty with people happy. That's a guarantee. I should take a photo. So you can see the grandstands that they set up over there. Those grandstands don't continue beyond there, but they start again here. So I suppose the boats are going to come through this way and go under that bridge tomorrow night. You also see that's like a big TV screen there facing the river, so the people sitting there will be able to watch. So I'm doing this video in the morning, which means I'm well aware there'll be fewer people watching than usual, as the vast majority of the followers of this channel are in the United States. But it's always nice to have some live chances to talk to people in South Korea I see in the comments, and Australia, and maybe some other places. The last video that I put up like this, I streamed it on Facebook just to try it on Facebook. 50 people were watching, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and I had 5,000 people had watched it overnight. So apparently YouTube is where the appetite for pre-Olympic videos is. And I will almost certainly do a video like this very late tonight, like midnight maybe, and have a one last night of emptiness. Well, this is gonna keep me out. Not. Security. Bonjour. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission. That's my strategy. All right, let's take a look at it over this side before we turn right and check out Notre Dame. Very quiet. So if you're familiar with Paris and the Saint Louis, I'll just pop back this way for a second. You recognize these cafes, the Saint Regis there, and these ones just here, the Fleur en Lille, usually without all the barriers and usually teeming with people on a day like today in the summer. Totally empty. So these barriers, I don't know what the barriers are doing now because we can walk through these ones. So these guys just cycling through them, but I think they're sort of all getting set to be totally closed. Maybe I won't be able to do a video at midnight. Maybe they'll close it all up. Although, well, who knows? The one thing I've learned about this Olympics prep is that no one really knows what's going on. You should have seen the mayor was, I was just chatting to the mayor 10 minutes ago, and he was about to do some TV with a Dutch TV channel. And the amount of people that stopped him on the street to either say like congratulations or to say what the hell is going on with these QR codes. That's a tough job right now. For the Paris fans out there, that's the Pantheon, where the greats of France are buried, and where there's an exceptional viewpoint. Look at this. This opening ceremony is going to be really something. You see all the seats up on the bridge over there? The police is doing the sweep, looking for crocodiles and sharks. That's what I think they're doing. And then over here, Notre Dame. The lovely Notre Dame. Let's have a good old zoom on this. I was out of Paris for a week or so, and that whole rooftop there that I've really focused in on here, that wasn't visible. And since I've come back, it is. And I see there, that's being covered there, just behind it. That's fake. I wonder what they put that up there for. What I mean, in case that wasn't very clear, that bit there is like made of paper or cloth or something. Even though it looks, I guess they're working on it underneath. So hopefully we'll be able to walk right up to Notre Dame. Where are the cars meant to go? I love it. Okay, so the cars can't come in this way. The road's closed. They can't go this way or that way. There's three people standing there with their hands on their hips, confused. I don't know why they're going to get out. Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Ask him what he's going to do. He said, I don't know. This is classic. So the reason it's, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be laughing, but the reason it's a bit of a headache for people like these guys is because the police that are guarding those exits right now are almost certainly not from Paris. Almost, like I'd bet money on it. And they don't know what they're really allowed to let people do or not. And they have no idea what's around. Like, these are people from the countryside. Yesterday I was trying to cross a big main street, and they said, you can't cross no matter what. And I said, well, where can I cross next? Is it at Bastille? He said, further than that, kilometers further than that. And I thought, well, that's certainly wrong. He's certainly wrong. I'm sure I can cross at Bastille. And then I just walked about 200 more meters and there was a big crossing. So this guy didn't even know that there was a crossing 200 meters away, let alone where his official crossing was. And I don't blame him at all. Imagine getting sent to a huge capital city in the middle of this sort of mess and being told to tell people what to do. That's also, I think, my theory is why they made this QR code so seemingly confusing and last minute is because they didn't want all the locals doing what I'm doing right now because it just makes it harder for them to do anything. So I've talked to a lot of my friends, the regular friends in Paris, and I'm saying, oh, you should see the Notre Dame right now. There's no one there. And they say, I don't know how to get in. I don't even know what to do with this QR code. And I think that was the strategy all along, keep everyone out. Of course it was the strategy, but we're here to enjoy it. And if you're new to this channel, this is the kind of thing I like to do the most. See Paris at its most unusual. Oh, Lena's just chimed in. We got viewers all over the place now. So most of you wouldn't have seen this. This has been revealed from behind the scaffolding. I noticed they haven't given it a power hose, maybe because the bricks are so old, but that's one of the big stained glass windows. Looks like they've given a good cleaning to the top. So December is the estimated opening date. They wanted to have this ready for the Olympics, but I think we can all agree there's no way that scaffolding is all coming down in one day. All right. Send some questions, guys. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm just going to scroll through a few now. Great to see you switch to YouTube. Greetings from Melbourne. Hello, Melbourne. Uh, Judy from Australia. I think it's mostly Australians watching. I'm glad there's some benefit from insomnia. Hello from New York. Leslie, I think you'll be the only one in the US watching now. Let's all hear it for Leslie. The one benefit of insomnia is you can watch live TV from Paris. It's not so bad. Or maybe it is. All right. So, once again, if you know Paris at all, this street on a day like today, on a warm summer day, all of these shops will be open, selling crepes, tourist stuff. You know, it's a bit of a. I can understand why people are upset about it. These guys make they probably pay their annual rent from a week or two around now. But, you know, I think what the man said on the show and what a lot of other people are saying is it's once in a century. I talked to a bookshop in the 7th Hour and said we haven't got any customers whatsoever, but this is once in a century and I don't mind. It'll be back to normal after the opening ceremony. I think she's right, or at least after the game. These, to clarify a little bit, all these barricades and the grey zones are going to be gone after the opening ceremony. It's just a matter of security because they're going to have all the athletes on 90 boats coming down the Seine River, which, as you can imagine, is, and then all the people watching it is a total headache for security. And then it will go, and then it'll get back to normal, and everyone will hopefully be saying, "Oh, why are we so upset?" Greetings from France. Bonjour. Bonjour, Marc. Looks like a French name there. Another thing you're never ever going to see is, what time is it now? Like 9:30 in the morning or something, 10? And the front of Notre Dame is just totally empty of people. What's that, 7 people up there? We'll go up and take a look. And from that viewpoint, we might be able to see a little bit more of what's going on in the surrounding area. just a note before I turn back around. Down here is where you do that virtual reality tour of Notre Dame that I talked about on the podcast recently, which I thought was exceptional. And it's so well hidden. I mean, it's probably closed right now, but it's so well hidden anyway. It looks like a car park, but that's the entry there. So behind the grandstand is the entry. Over to our left, you see all these people walking. They don't have the great QR code thing. So these are the regular public. This is everybody. This is as close as you can get to Notre Dame is behind here, and they're all crossing. This is one of the river crossings, I guess. But unless you get that QR code, you can't see this. A nice surprise on my way to work. Thanks from Edinburgh. Hello, Adam. Adam in Edinburgh. Oh, it's South Korea, Australia, Edinburgh, Sweden. What a diverse group on a morning walk. Okay, so a few things to point out. Look at this. Mark says, "Thank you for speaking so well about our country." What a genuinely nice thing to say, Mark. Thank you very much. I'm happy to do it. I love your country. Now, um, over this way, you can't really see it at all, but behind this tree here is Shakespeare and Company, which is right behind the fence, meaning anyone can go and visit it. It means they're in a red zone, so traffic can't visit it, but foot traffic can. Oh, look, the crypte archéologique seems to be open. It's also really cool down there if it is open. That's worth looking up for some old ruins of Paris from centuries or millennia ago. I think we go down here and have a little look around. Or maybe I can cross that bridge. That's what we'll do. Look at that. Um, that's a photo to cherish for those visitors. Imagine coming to Paris before the Olympics and seeing it all empty like this. When I was just chatting to the mayor just now, he goes, he goes, "You love it when it's like this. There's a big headache for people, and I get it and I respect it." But he goes, "You love it when it's all weird like this." Because I was out to film, and I got to admit, this is my favorite thing in Paris is like I love all the monuments, the famous things, all the food, all the culture, and all that. But I had a little bit of unusual, or I had a little bit of hard to see or hard to get to, or you've not seen it like this before, and I'm in my element. It's a city that keeps giving. A city so famous, sometimes the most visited city in the world. I think always, maybe. And yet, you can see things that surprise you often. A city that just keeps giving. This bridge is only fairly recently reopened as well. Been closed for ages after the fire. You often see street performers, rollerbladers doing kind of tricks around here. Mark chimes in again. Merci, mon ami. Good luck in your life. Okay, now this is getting too much, Mark. Thank you. This look how calm it is. Has anyone seen Under Paris? Shark movie? Just watch out for fins for a little while. Reopening December 2024. It says. Gosh, they're really still working hard on this Notre Dame. I think I don't know if I've said this before, but I keep thinking it's so cool to see it being rebuilt like this because for so many centuries, even in history, Parisians have been watching Notre Dame being built, like and rebuilt. Even that spire that collapsed, that was an addition not that long ago, like 150 years ago, which would have taken them ages to make for sure. So it's kind of, it's like that. What is it called in Spain? What am I thinking of? This the Sagrada Familia or whatever that is, the one that's been built for 2,000 years. It reminds me a little of that. So my point is, some people will see that. Wait, ok, mais ok. Should we continue comme ça, merci? Okay, I'm not allowed to walk that way, but I will show the Bucanists because I pointed it out in another video or an Instagram or something. I'm curious for the full story about the Bucanists because there was such a big conversation about them having the right to stay open all through the opening ceremony and before. Everybody got so involved in it, and they were allowed to remain, and now none of them are open. Probably because there's no one to buy any books. But also, I'm not going to point fingers at whoever's fault it is, but it was such a drama, such a big drama that everybody got involved in, and now it didn't make any difference. And I think, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think what they wanted to do was add extra seats for the opening ceremonies and stuff so people could watch from the edges. And then with the Bucharest boxes there, it made it too difficult. So they put fewer spaces for the opening ceremony because of it. But I might be wrong. Let's just say it's a shame that not everyone won in that regard. So the policeman just told me I couldn't walk along the Bucharest for whatever reason. We'll go this way instead. So later on today, at 2:30, I'm going to go to the Arc de Triomphe to talk with NBC in the States about the red hat and the meaning of the red hat. That's the mascot for these Olympics. And they called me up and they said, "Hey, are you an expert on this thing?" And I said, "Nope." I said, "But I can be. What do you want?" Because the thing is with it, like, a little behind the scenes here, with these big TV channels, they take you out to the other side of town, they hook you up with a microphone, they have a whole crew there, they do all these questions, and then they use like 11 seconds of it. So now I've learned you don't have to be a massive expert on all this stuff at all. If any of you see it when it comes out, um, if any of you see the finished product on that one specifically, um, I bet that all you'll hear me say is something like, "It's a funny little hat, isn't it?" I bet that's all it is. Or it comes from here. That's all it'll be. So look, I can't even cross to where all the people are. I have to go around. Complicated. So I think they're keeping people out, not keeping people in. I'd say we'll do another 5 minutes. We'll make a 30-minute video. So if you got questions to ask, get them in right now. Or if you're fed up, you can all switch off at once, and then I will too. I think we'll go and have a look at the other side of the island. Here's a behind-the-scenes story for you. I'm tempted to go out that way. Behind-the-scenes story. This Hotel Dieu, you can go in there, and you can ask to see the garden. I won't do it now with the camera because it is an active hospital. But through behind that window is this beautiful garden. And you can accidentally take a wrong turn and walk all the way up to the top here, which I did once. And then you get the most incredible view of Notre Dame. Most incredible view. And I went up there once. The one time that I did it, it had been snowing. And so I was up at the top of this hospital, took this snowy picture of their inside courtyard with Notre Dame in the background, and this big coffee table book. The publisher got in touch and they asked if they could use it. So this picture that I took is in this beautiful book with these beautiful professional pictures of Paris, and I'm in it. I'll share that book I don't think I ever shared that story. Instead of going through the police checkpoints, we'll go back down this quiet street. So I see many more people are watching than when I started it. I'll just sort of reiterate what I said at the start. To get it around on these islands, you either have to live here, you have to prove that you live here and have applied for a QR code at the start, or you need to have a really good excuse. So a good excuse would be saying that you work there and you have to prove it. Or, I mean, if you can't say you live or work there, you're probably not going to get in. Me, I said that I have books to deliver. The truth is, I said I have books to deliver to the Peloton Cafe, which I do. I do that. But after I sent in the application, it turned out that the Peloton Cafe wasn't even in the gray zone. Had I known that, I wouldn't have applied like that, but it didn't matter. They still granted it. So that's how I'm in here. That's my excuse. And I mean, I do deliver books. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm filming. But the police, so I must have been through, I don't know, 30 of these police checks now, going out filming today, yesterday, the day before. And it's really tight security. You can't wing it. You can't wing it through. The photographer, Augusta, who works with me a lot, doesn't have a pass. And she was going to come out on this walk with me. And maybe she'll still get through, but she was very confident that she'd be able to sort of just ask permission to get through or say she was working with me or something. But it really doesn't work. I'd be astonished if she got through. I was going to go left, but I'm not charmed by the idea as much as this. The whole thing, like, scooters can go through and motorbikes, but not cars. I don't know. Maybe they're attached to the police. We'll have a little look at this restaurant and then we'll go to the other side. The sun's right behind us, so it's not as easy to see, but this is an Instagrammer's dream, this place. Is that a real plant, do you think? I think it is. Wisteria? Who's the plant expert among the followers? Is it wisteria and is it real? Oh, it's certainly real. No one's fake. Ah, rumbled. It's half real, half fake. That's definitely a fake owl. Bonjour. Good, how are you? Australia, where are you from? Where are you from? Uh-huh. I'm filming. Do you mind if I film in here? Or? Nice to meet you. Enchanté. I've just rumbled you. Half of your flowers are real and half are fake. It is? And the flowers happen in the last week in March and then April. All the April, May, has all the flowers get the flowers. And may I ask how business has been? It's quiet. This week it's quiet because the Olympics. Of course. Yeah. Non, mais je comprends. Moi, j'habite ici, mais juste pour savoir. I just want to understand. There's people watching from all over the world who want to. Because this week, Saturday they'll be open for Olympics. Yes. Saturday. But in terms of business, have you like usually on a day like today? Last year on this date, it would have been busy. There's a queue out the front here, right? So how does that make you feel? Oh, too sad because every time we're closed, I have to be home. Yeah. And it's closed because of the ceremony. But do you feel like is there a kind of optimism that it will be much better afterwards, or are you just sad? Sad, very sad. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear it. But the good news is, the last time I did one of these videos, 5,000 people watched it. So maybe 5,000 people will see this, and so we can tell them all to come to your lovely cafe. Give it a plug. What did you say? It's the oldest cafe in.
The oldest restaurant in Paris.
This is the oldest restaurant?
1512, the 16th centuries. It was a house of the prince of Notre Dame. You can visit.
I'm concerned that the live stream will cut out if I come inside. Is the internet okay when you come in usually, or does the internet cut out? Okay, we'll see. We'll have a quick look. And what's the name of the cafe?
Au Vieux Paris, d'accord.
And what year was it again?
1512, 16th century.
And what's your name?
Federico.
So if people, is that Italian name?
Italian. My grandfather from Sardinia, Cagliari, in Sardinia.
Italian. Wow.
I born in Paris. My grandfather born in Paris.
All right. Well, nice to meet you, Federico. I'm going to walk up this way if the internet continues. This is the old priest's chair.
Yes, it's a church. His name is La Cathédrale. For the priest. It's somewhere for the church, they buy the antiques.
And what, like, if you come in here for dinner, what do you serve?
We have cuisine traditional food.
Italian?
Italian and French as well.
Okay, great. And does the piano work? Do you play?
No, me, I'm a singer.
I'm
a singer.
Really? What do you say? Nessun dorma. Oh, of course. With anyone.
Yes.
With a high C at the end? Oh, very nice. Okay, I'm going to go upstairs. Thank you. Grazie mille. All right. Let's see if the internet hangs around. I've never been here before. I think the cat wants a stroke, but it might make me sneeze, so we won't. Wow. Are you guys still there? Are you catching all this? This is crazy. Oh, wow, this is awesome. It's funny, like, because I live in Paris, I've known about this restaurant. I didn't know it was the oldest in Paris, but I know it's here. It's usually really busy. And so I'm always a bit, I don't know, hesitant to come in because I know it'll be there tomorrow. And I know it'll be there the next day. And so when you live here, you end up going to the same places. Like I was at the Peloton Cafe this morning. I could have easily come here. But I don't know, we're all creatures of habit, I suppose. But it's what a treat to come in here and meet Federico. Gosh, I wonder if he was here when Notre Dame was burning. Let's ask. I love his little courtyard too. I mean, when you think about it, we're in as ancient Paris as it gets. What do you think a dinner cost here? What a lovely restaurant. Thank you for having me.
Wine cellar.
Oh, you got a wine cellar as well. I was wanted to ask Federico, were you here when Notre Dame boat was burning?
Yes, I was in my home upstairs.
You live
upstairs, yes.
Did you take any pictures?
I have video.
Do you? Can I see them, or are they hard to? I'm fascinated.
Are you a journalist?
Well, I mean, I'm a podcaster. I interview people. That's my job.
Oh,
yeah.
I can tell how you talk with people.
Really? Like an interrogator. Look, I'll leave my card for you so we can chat one time. I'll show everyone at home as well. Ah, Nessun Dorma. Hey, look at this service. That's you. Yes. It's Pavarotti, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, it's lovely music. What does vincero mean? Is that what he says? Vincero. What does that mean? You don't know? Wow. Federico, it was really nice to meet you. Thank you for having me in here, and I'm going to come back for dinner. And I'm going to come back and talk to you.
Yeah, I have another friend. He makes movies. He's from Australia as well.
Uh-huh.
He lives where you live.
He lives on the island?
He lives in the 14. In the 14, yes, over here.
Oh, Scott?
In the 14.
Is his name Scott?
No, Glenn.
Glenn, okay. I know who that is. I know who that is. Yeah.
He's from Australia.
Yeah, he has a dog? Yeah, I know the guy. I know everybody in the city. Arrivederci. Alla prossima. There you go. What a treat, guys. So that was, I would say, that was as authentic an insight into how I work as you ever get captured live. You go in somewhere, you ask permission, or you be friendly with someone, and then opportunities arise. As in, like, I'll be able to interview him, have him on the show, go and have a lovely dinner, and see his pictures of Notre Dame burning. Maybe go into the cave, the wine cellar down below, and see what that's all about. And the reason I say I'm not, I don't know, I don't necessarily think that's so fascinating, but my point is, for when you visit Paris, if you have just a little bit of a twinkle in your eye, doors tend to open up for you in this city. Really, I really mean that. I love how he put on Nessun Dorma. What a lovely man. I could hear him as I walk out going, he's so funny. He's so funny. What's the restaurant's name? I think he said Le Vieux Paris. Can someone write it down? Um, exactly what it is, and I'll share it later. Also, I didn't want to hang around too long because when you put on music like that, it can mean that your video gets like a copyright strike on it because you're using music you're not meant to. Impromptu live videos. I used to do this all the time. It's fun to be out doing it again. So, for anyone just joining or wondering what's going on, I'm on the Ile de la Cité, the Ile de la Cité where Notre Dame is, and I'm just giving a glimpse of not daily life at all, but the current situation with all the barriers and everything set up before the Olympics. So really calm and quiet around here. A faux medieval style building here that's not really medieval at all, but they built it in that style. And then a crue, the flood from January 1910. Isn't that something? So understanding this is about at my forehead, with Notre Dame in the background. Take a screenshot if you want to come and find it. Rue des Ursins. Crue means flood, and the line in the middle is the flood line. Now let's see where this is going to take us. This, by the way, this is when you want to know someone who lives up here for the opening ceremony. Unfortunately, I don't. Over there is the town hall, the big one, Hotel de Ville. I'm not sure if I'm still in there. I must still be in the grey zone now. Bonjour. I even wonder if people live in these, or if they're just owned by fabulously wealthy people who visit every couple of years. So, now why have they got a TV screen here? Who's watching from this angle? I don't get. That TV screen will be for the people sitting on the other side of the river, I guess, so they can see close up of the athletes' faces. Now, how do they end up on this side of the? I'm confused. Perpetual confusion is a good description for what's been going on. Like, why is that woman on that side? And where's she gonna go? And why am I on this side? And where am I gonna go? I don't even know. And the building, as far as you can see there, is hopefully where I'm gonna be tomorrow night, in one of those little windows at the Théâtre du Châtelet. A building I've never been inside, but the pictures look incredible, really. Isn't that something? Honestly, the Ile de la Cité, where we are right now, is a place I just almost never really find myself. Probably another reason why I have not been to that little restaurant. Just don't find myself there. It's quite a residential area. Do you all know what that is? Me neither. But it's gold and it's nice. It's funny. It's funny for me. I don't even really know if I'm in the gray zone right now or the red zone, but I see all the people walking on that bridge. Makes me think that's the crossing for everybody. In fact, that I'm where they're building makes me think I'm in the gray bit. Gosh, this is quite a narrow section of the river right here. This is quite a narrow section, and so I think these seats are gonna get a really nice view. You're quite close to all the action here. I heard these seats are being sold for like 3,000 euros originally, and then resold at like mouth-wateringly sick prices, like tens of thousands of euros. Conciergerie in the distance, Saint-Chapelle over there, metallic-ish. It looks like it looks a little metal. I don't know. It looks sort of like colored cellophane, like plastic. And then Notre Dame over there. And what we'll do is, I said we'd finish ages ago, but we'll finish at the front of the town hall. And you'll see here's a main road. So this road we're about to cross, usually among the busiest. This is so wild. I'm fully appreciating how unusual this is. Just a few police cars this way, one truck. They're just passing between each side of the road. You're never gonna, in the middle of the day, never again will you cross that street without looking. Crazy. Another unfortunate victim of, I mean, they've even set up all their terrace chairs. No one's there. Did anyone write the name of the restaurant? There you go. Le Vieux Paris. Le Vieux Paris. I'll share it properly and I'll give them the cred they deserve for being so nice to me. And we'll finish with a look through this terrace des Jeux. Bonjour, merci. I don't know if I said it in the other video, but the police are also friendly. Friendly, friendly, friendly. And I think it's largely because they're all tourists here as well. What do they got here? A couple of journalists there, I think. This is going to be one of the viewing centers. If you're following the Paris Olympics on social media, they shared Snoop Dogg here yesterday or the day before, walking around saying how excited he is for the Olympics. Because I think he's a sports commentator now. Nice, walk right in. They got a basketball hoop set up as a basketball player. That's an atrocity of a basketball hoop, bent upwards. But maybe they're not going to be actually playing any sport. Can we walk in here? It looks like I could just walk in, but I won't. We won't push our luck today, folks. What I will do though is say thanks for watching this video. I'll be doing more in the coming days and over the Olympics. I'll be going to a few of the games. I might do a live stream from the opening ceremony, depending on if I actually get the tickets. I think I will. But thanks for watching, thanks for following, and I'll see you for the next one.